Welcome to GatorZone.com. I'm Chris Harry alongside Scott Carter, and we're inside the swamp where we just witnessed about as inexplicable a loss as you've seen from the Florida Gators in quite some time. Florida falls to South Carolina 23-20 in overtime. The Gators led 17-10 for most of the second half, had chances late in the game to put it away. Two block kicks in the last 3 minutes, 9 seconds. First a field goal, then a punt. A lot of people leave the stadium shaking their heads, Scott.
Yeah, it's like, what happened? It did happen so fast, and they had such good momentum coming into this game after the win against Georgia, and then going up to Vanderbilt and winning. The new quarterback, Treon Harris. So, people arrived here today feeling pretty good, and now, unfortunately, it feels like kind of like after the Missouri game, it's like, okay, where are they going? Because, this was a game that you felt that the Gators were going to win when Frankie Velez lined up there late in the fourth quarter for that field goal that would have given them a 10-point lead. That gets blocked, and then, of course, the way things played out there in the end, there was all kind of things happening. Ends up in overtime, and the Gators lose 23-20. Definitely a shocking loss, one that will take some time to recover from.
I got to say, the defense, you got to give them a little bit of credit. They gave up 151 yards in the first quarter alone, but only 152 in the last three quarters and the overtime combined. They did their job on that side of the ball.
We say that a lot. This defense has always been pretty much done its job most of this season, other than that one performance up at Alabama. They really responded well since then. And at times in the fourth quarter, it almost felt like the defense was going to have to win this game. And they were right there. Unfortunately, the big play, the two block kicks, you just can't make that stuff up. Right. And, that any defense is going to reel from that. And I think that's what happened. South Carolina hit the big play on the pass to Mike Davis down inside the 5-yard line. They score, and then it goes to overtime, and you just felt like the momentum was clearly on South Carolina's side. Florida gets a field goal, but then South Carolina scores the game-winning touchdown, and that's that.
So Florida's offense was not very balanced. It seemed like Treon Harris had been given a little bit more from the playbook as the weeks went on. Again, only 11 pass attempts today. Gators throw for less than 60 yards passing. He rushes for over 100 yards, and again, it goes down to those block kicks. When you get in a tight game like that, mistakes like that are going to kill you. What happened on those block kicks that Muschamp said?
Well, he said on one, they were just, I guess, in the wrong protection, left it wide open on the pump block. And, that was the killer to me. The field goal, there was still enough time in the game where you felt like, okay, going back to the defense has performed well in these scenarios. We've seen it before, but you can't continually put them in that. And, two block kicks in the final 3 minutes, there's a lot of things that we've seen from the Gators. I don't think I've ever seen that. And, how do you overcome that? They didn't, and it's kind of left them in just in a state of disbelief in there after the game with Muschamp and the players. You could tell they haven't quite taken it all in yet either.
Well, they're going to have to rally because in 7 days they have Eastern Kentucky coming in for what will be 2014 Senior Day. And certainly some Gators and their families are going to want to enjoy that day. So 6 days before that, and after that, a road trip up to Florida State. Scott Carter will be there. Chris Harry will be there. Thank you very much for joining us. See you next time.